recently looked at something called a Nikon 60, and I was a little bit suspicious of it, but today it's another Nikon, a Nikon compact, a Nikon Zoom 200 AF, and this came out in I think about 1995, which was the height of the compact camera. And we have the normal, let's look at the type of battery. It uses a 123, which was popular at that stage in the 90s. We have the DS coding, so to load a film it's very straightforward. I say straightforward and then I'm having problems getting into, there we are, nice straightforward loading. The camera is going to now struggle to find a film. We have our on-off switch. The camera is currently telling me E, that means we haven't got to film, empty or error, depends on how you want to read that. We've also got an indicator saying auto. We have some nice little touches here. We have the on-off. We have a small button if we want to rewind mid-roll. We have a button labelled mode, and that gives me the option of red eye, so that gives a second flash and stops people looking like they've got red eye. We have a timer and we have no flash. So we have some nice little options on this camera, and we also have an option of auto flash. The zoom is operated by these two buttons here, and we have this nice ergonomic mode here to fit into the hand. It's a small compact camera that is very straightforward to use. It is simply point and press. We have a nice clear viewfinder. We do have a focusing point in the middle. I think from my memory, if we half press, we do actually fit the focusing point. And we have an indicator when it's ready to fire. So that is about as basic as you can get. Made in China, nice handling camera, but let's see if it can take a decent photo. It was a really nice spring day when I went to the small village of Corfe Castle. Corfe Castle is on the Isle of Purbeck in Dorset, UK, south of England, and it's a fantastic photo opportunity place. It has this incredible castle. This castle was destroyed by one Oliver Cromwell, and it was just the sort of day that is good for photographing castles because we had this fantastic cloud formation. I didn't have a yellow filter, and this sort of compact isn't really designed for use of filters. However, it is obviously a coated lens and it copes with the clouds really well. There is a tiny bit in this one of Photoshop enhancement. However, I tried not to go over the top a little bit with Photoshop, and some of the photos have didn't have Photoshop used at all really. I do use Photoshop mainly to get rid of the occasional dust particle, because no matter how hard I try to keep films clean, dust seems to get on there. Now, how does this camera perform? Well, I was really surprised with it. Should I be surprised? Well, maybe not. It's a high quality compact. It doesn't look particularly high quality, but it has got nice features on. I think one of the successes of this camera is it doesn't try too hard. The 38 to 70 range of zoom is a reasonable range. I think cameras, and in my experience, when I've used the Nikon Zoom lights, which are supposed to be excellent cameras, I've been a bit disappointed, especially with the ones with the sort of mega 120 zooms on. Now this seems to be, it's sharp, it performs well, it was accurate in its focusing. I don't think I had anything that was completely out of focus, and with some of the compacts I've used recently, I had a lot of issues. Now I will confess this has obviously had quite a bit of Photoshop on it, but in my defense, this is such a great location. This, especially for, I feel, black and white. There's a lot to be said, as people of this channel will know. I'm very fond of black and white. It gives a certain mood, it gives a certain feeling. And as I said, this camera shooted landscapes far better than I was expecting. I was using my normal Formapound 100, which has been developed in ID 11 and scanned using an Epson 2000 scanner, and I used the software ViewSoft. So this camera I might actually keep for a bit. Well, as it's Nikon, it will be added to my Nikon collection. I've sort of started collecting Nikon mainly during lockdown, and it's been fascinating to actually experience how many different compacts there are. People always are thinking about the SLRs with Nikon, but they did make an incredibly large number of different models, and the model I'm going to test after this one is a Nikon 60, which is a very different camera. Well, I say different, it looks very similar. It's another compact, but it's a compact with a slight difference on this one. This one, the automatic focusing, I found worked really well, as I said. Here we have a steam tray. It was also good at that immediate, there's not a lot of lag on, so I wasn't expecting this tray, and the camera reacted very quickly. So, as I said, the Nikon Zoom 200 AF, you don't see them that often, to be honest, but if you do find one and it's not too expensive, and these zooms aren't dear, it is a camera that I would really recommend. I hope you have as much fun as I did with this one. Only a couple more photos. Corfe Castle is, as I said, a fantastic place to visit if you are ever in Dorset. Great bakery there. No endorsements were given when making this, but you get a great pasty from that bakery. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.